I'm Raquel Patterson, the director of Oak Tree Ministries, and we are going to be taking a look at the roots of Oak Tree over the next few months. So what does it mean when we say that we are a gospel-centered, trauma-informed community support ministry? So in April, we're going to be talking all about gospel-centered. The gospel is the foundation of everything that we do here at Oak Tree. Because God has reconciled us to himself through Jesus, he's now made us ministers of reconciliation. So that's the heartbeat of everything that we do here at Oak Tree. But unfortunately, as we've done this ministry for the last few years, we begin to hear common phrases come up as we talk to people. So for example, people saying, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're there doing what you do because those people really need Jesus." Or, "You are being such a light in such a dark place." And now the intentions behind these statements are not necessarily wrong, right? But the implications can be really unhelpful as we're trying to live out and present the gospel. So we want to make very clear as we do this ministry to remind ourselves that God has been at work here in Marks Village long before Oak Tree ever came along, right? We are just joining in the work that God is already doing. He invites us to partner with him in spreading his gospel. Another thing that comes with this is that sin is everywhere, right? So a lot of times saying those people need Jesus, we just need to remember that all of us need Jesus. Sin is everywhere. It may look a little different from place to place, but sin is in every community. And we all need Jesus. Now, I'm not trying to dismiss the real struggles and need, the real sin and violence that our community struggles with. But again, sin is everywhere. When we see these issues in such a pronounced way, when we have really high crime rates and really severe poverty rates, that is an invitation for the church to join in God's commands to do justice and to love our neighbors, right? And so we want to be clear that there's a history of injustice here. Communities don't develop all of these problems overnight, right? There's a reason that they're there. And so our viewpoint of being such a dark place, when we communicate that, we seem to say that other places are light and they don't need Jesus as much, and that's just simply not true. So the need, as we step into need and we step in sharing the gospel, there's something that happens in us that causes mutual transformation. The gospel doesn't stop at our salvation, but as we walk in obedience to Jesus, loving our neighbors, this mutual transformation happens. And so all of us are growing together in reconciliation and Christ-likeness. And so we want to live out the gospel in both word and deed. The gospel is not just fire insurance to protect us for eternity, but it has real life implications for now. Jesus taught us to pray for God's will to be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so we believe that the gospel is more than just a personal thing, but it also has implications for the kingdom of God and for transformation of entire communities. So we've just brushed the surface of some really complex issues in this video. And so we're going to dive deeper into these topics on Zoom on April 25th at 4:30. And so we hope that you'll be able to join us. We're going to talk about the gospel and how our worldview impacts how we share the gospel and how that can be helpful or harmful, and how we can be better equipped to see what God is doing in the world and to join him in that mission. And then we're also going to just get some practical tools of how we share the gospel, again, in word, and then also living it out with our lives. So we hope you'll join us. We will record so that you can catch up later if you can't join us on April 25th, but we really encourage you to join us because there will be a lot of interaction and practice with the tools that we learn. And so again, we hope you join us on April 25th.